Hello, sis. How are you?
Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Technical issues with the live thing.
Having some difficulties. It wasn't letting me request you. I don't know why.
Oh
Instagram.
my God. Yeah. Good to see you. It's been a while.
Great to see you too. I know it's been a minute for sure.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
look good. You look good.
Oh my God, I look a hot mess. I just literally just got back from Phoenix. Like I'm exhausted. I drove for 6 hours. I like driving, so
Oh my God.
yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us despite your guys. She's very busy. She's one of the most busiest publicists in Hollywood. So I'm really thankful and grateful and privileged that you took out the time to do this live. So let's jump right at it.
For having me.
Can
Thank
you?
you.
Yeah, thank you. Can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Of course, I am Barbara Sanchez, and I'm a publicist, social activist, a little bit of an influencer too, and
Yeah.
mom.
Mhm. Beautiful. And we're so happy to have you here today. And welcome everyone joining the live. And you have a very interesting story, and your story is very inspiring. I'm inspired by your story myself.
Yeah.
You came to America at the age of 15, and you had language barrier. And how were you able to navigate life then? How were you able to fit in?
Well, it was definitely it was a challenge. It was a cultural shock because coming here, not knowing the language and
Yeah.
being a teenager, it's super difficult because you try to fit in. You try to be with the popular kids. You try to be cool. You try to be, you try to stand out. Obviously, and
Right.
I never been shy, so I never been the one to stand in the corner and be cool with everybody looking at me or not noticing me. I always been the other way around. So
Right.
definitely a challenge. But I've been accustomed to challenges since I was little. So I set
Right.
a goal to be able to stand out and learn the language in 6 months. And so
Wow.
that,
In 6 months, you learned the language,
yeah.
and you're very fluent. I must commend you for that. That's really inspiring, especially to those that are migrating into the country, that are immigrants, and they have the language barrier. I've had some people message me some of them came from a French-speaking country, and they have to communicate with people. They have to take English classes and all of that. So I must really commend you for that. Your English is very fluent. Nobody would even know
Yeah.
that English is not your first language.
Oh my,
You have an associate degree in paralegal studies, and you ended up being a publicist.
yeah.
How did that happen?
Big change of career. So basically, I always wanted to be a publicist. Well, not a publicist, but I always wanted to be in the entertainment business since I was 5 years old. So at first, I wanted to be a singer, right? I wanted to sing,
Right.
act, whatever. And then I was like, you know what? Let me put that aside because I feel like I'm a people's person. So I'm just going to
Right.
be and I didn't even know what a publicist was to begin with. I was like, what the hell is this? But I just wanted to, I just wanted to be involved in the entertainment business. So I was doing some paralegal stuff and I work with a lot of attorneys along the way. And I was like, okay, well, this is cool. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of contracts, a lot of other stuff, which was working my advantage on what I do. But at the end of the day, that wasn't my calling. That's not what I was passionate about.
Wow.
Wanted
Wow.
to really stand out and and like I said, and succeed and being the best at something, right? And I was like,
Right.
what is that something? And so one of my friends actually said, well, you're the female version of me, because he was a guy. You're the female version, so you should really pursue being a publicist.
Wow.
Oh, that sounds really fancy. I was like, that sounds really
Wow.
pretty cool. I could do that. And so, I just started approaching that. Oh my God, sorry, I have to say hi to all my friends. Hi,
Right. Right.
hi, hi, Soundwave. Sorry. And so, Yeah, so here I am now, like maybe about 15 years in the business, and
Wow.
I've been successful, thank God. It's been a journey, it's been a lot of challenges, but here I am.
Wow. You have worked with a whole lot of your clientele list is goes on and on. You have the likes of Vanessa Simmons, you have Raz B from the BK2 and B2K group, you have Ray J and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Can you put us through the process of how you get your clients and what exactly you do for them?
Yeah, of course. So basically nowadays, I don't, hi, Ivan, hi. Yeah. Basically nowadays, I don't even advertise. Yeah, I don't advertise at all. Like everything that I get is referrals, like word of mouth. I think word of mouth is the best advertisement that you could get,
Mhm.
especially when you have built a reputation in the business. People,
Right.
it's the trust. So it starts with the trust because people are familiar with you. They know you. They see your face. They see your work. So therefore, they feel very comfortable coming to you and saying, "Hey, I need your services because you have provided results with other, to other people, other
Right.
clients."
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the number one key in this business is
Yeah.
the trust, 100%.
Trust.
People
Mhm.
trust you and see the results, see the work, see who you work with, see how you move in a way.
Mhm.
It makes it much easier for them to come to you and say, listen, this is what I need.
Great, wonderful, and you're also involved in you're an activist and you're an advocate for domestic violence, and you work with other numerous non-profit organizations. I must really commend your efforts. Can you put us through the process on how you get involved in that and how you're able to do all of that with your busy schedule?
Yeah, yeah. But number one, I got involved because I'm very passionate about helping others. Therefore, when when everything was happening during the pandemic, and even before the pandemic, I've been
Yeah.
moms with some of my clients as well, like Monique Slaughter from Love and Hip Hop, is one, and her sponsor plus single moms, and it's just inspiring to see other women too, come to the front and actually be like, hey, let's do something good for others. And I feel
Right.
like when you put you put yourself last. I mean, in not in a selfish way, but you kind of like step back and help others. You have a lot of blessings coming your way. um,
Right.
I always get inspired when I see other people, struggling or going through similar things that I went through because I'm a single mom and I went through a lot of domestic violence too. And when I see other women going through similar situations, it's a calling for me. I feel like it's something that I'm not obligated to do, but I feel like it was a must from you that I have to help.
Wow.
You know
Wow.
what I mean? So
Wow.
I see an organization that that's out there like for domestic advocates for domestic violence or Black Lives
Mm,
Matter or
mm,
the LGBT plus community or you know anything that stands for justice. I'm all about that. I'm all about
wow.
in making a stand and making a difference and educating people to
Right.
subjects because a lot of people just, you know, they're in the entertainment business. You have to be super impeccable with your words.
Right.
You have a responsibility to be a
Mm,
role model.
mm.
Therefore, you really have to know your subjects and what you're talking about and the sensitivity issues. And especially nowadays, people are very. I feel like people are extra sensitive with stuff. You know what I mean? So you
Yes. Yes.
have to be mindful of what you're saying.
Right.
But anyways,
Right.
not to digress from what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But definitely that's how I see the organizations, whether they're on Instagram, active on Instagram, or whether my friends are running them.
Mm.
I'm a member for Freedom for Youth, which they advocate for young kids to stay out of the criminal justice system. Um,
Beautiful.
I just feel like that's those type of things are the ones that move me. They're the ones that give me the life and in the inspiration to keep going and seeing the results of what we do to help other people. That's what really makes me happy.
Wow. Wow. So that's really great. That's wonderful. That's really inspiring. I have some people asking questions even before the live. They were like, how can I be on her roster? How can she be my publicist? So what are things you look out for in an artist, or who do you think, can you work with artists? What do you look out for in them for you to take them under your roster?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing I look at is to see where they are in their careers at the present moment.
Hmm.
I like to do a survey, so to speak, to, interview the individual and see where they are mentally in their careers. It's also about personalities and if we're going to be a good fit, because as much as you got to be happy, I also got to be,
Yeah,
right? It
true,
needs to go
true.
both ways.
True, true.
Right, exactly. So, it's an effort. It's a two-way street, what I like to call it. So I like to actually interview the prospects that want to work with me. I'm very selective on who I work with.
Yeah.
Therefore, once we get on a phone call, a 30-minute phone call, I kind of assess who's ready to have publicity and who is not ready, because a lot of people just don't understand the amount of work that
Mm,
time
mm,
to make something happen, right? And
mm.
so once they understand, once I feel like, okay, they got it, it clicked, we're on the same page, then
Right.
the individual, and of course, and this might sound a little materialistic or whatever, but I'm gonna say it anyway. They do need to have a budget. That's
Right.
the
Right.
top priorities as well.
Mhm.
I will say the second priority is for them to actually understand how it works, because a lot of people feel like publicity is microwavable, and it's not.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it takes patience. It takes
Mm,
time,
mm.
strategy, a process. Therefore, you need to be very, very with where
True,
you
true.
are in your career.
Thank you. Thank you for stating it step by step. That was really clear enough. I mean, for those that asked, you guys know how you can work with her now. I want to just round this up because I know how busy you are. So I'm going to go with the second to last question, which would be when COVID-19 struck, what was your reaction and how did it affect your work?
Uh, my first reaction when I heard about everything was denial. I was in denial. I was like,
Wow.
yeah, right. This is not going to happen. People are just saying things. Um, we're going to be fine. We're going to be back outside soon, blah, 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 right? First, it was denial. I was in denial. Then I was like, uh-oh, this is for real. Like, we're going inside. We're going to be locked in. Oh, my God. So then panic set in, right? So
Mm,
because at that time we were so busy with concerts with my client Bobby D, which is the booking agent for Snoop. And so, as you know, all the artists thrive off of concerts. So concerts and you don't have money.
wow.
You could have still some deals, obviously, of the concerts, which are brand deals and advertisement, Instagram stuff,
Mm,
the social media thing, obviously. But the main source of income for a lot of those artists is concerts. So when
wow.
we didn't have those, it was kind of like chaos and confusion. We're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen there? So therefore, I started being more strategic with that. And
Mm,
instead of panicking, I created a plan to learn more, to read more about the digital world, right?
mhm.
Because I understood we were going to be inside and people were going to be paying more attention to social media. So,
Right.
so I actually implemented a plan with my social media strategist, and I said,
Mm,
"Listen," which is Brandon. Which shout outs to Brandon. He's here, but Brandon is amazing. He's a genius. He's
wow.
20 some years old, but the younger generation nowadays, they're super smart
They're
and
killing it. Yeah.
they're super savvy on social media. But
Yeah.
we actually had a plan where we said, okay,
Mhm,
now that people are paying more attention, let's drive more traffic to your social media pages and
mhm.
to your clients, and to maybe we can do digital virtual stuff,
Yeah.
and so that's when I the idea to Bobby D, and I said, hey, we should do virtual concerts. At that time, all these artists were still against it because they didn't understand it. They didn't get the concept of what it was, because they're used
Wow.
to present with the crowd, right? So the idea of them being in front of just a screen with nobody there was very
Mhm.
foreign. We're like, well, what? Like, why do I gotta be there?
I
what,
know.
what am I performing for?
Difference. Yeah.
It's a big difference, right?
Yeah.
But this is what I tell people. This is why Jay-Z is so successful, the rapper, because he adjusted the changes and the times, and he evolved with.
Mm,
So that's what you need to do as a person, not only in your career, but as in your personal as well. You
mm.
need to adjust to the times. And when you adjust to the times, you study, you research, you're resourceful, and you become knowledgeable. If you're gonna be a publicist, a manager, an artist, whatever it is that you want to do, become the most knowledgeable person in your
Right.
field. That's what that's what you need to do, because you will outwork your competition 100%. And
True.
people come to you and they will know the difference of speaking to somebody that is barely starting versus somebody that's already been in the business for a long, long, long time. And
That's
just
true.
because you've been in this business for a very long time does not make you super knowledgeable and super, this and that. And the
Yeah.
reason why is because times are always changing. You're
Yeah.
always evolving. So you always have to be ahead of the game for everything.
True.
Hopefully that answers the question. I would.
Wow. Thank you so much for those really important information. I've learned so much today. I mean, guys, if you have questions, you can, bring ask one or two questions, and we'll take one or two questions so we can let Barbara go. She's very busy, and I thank you all for joining. Despite the fact that we're having issues connecting the first time, I really appreciate. I'm happy about this, and I don't see any questions yet.
Okay, we're gonna get them on my email. Trust me, later on.
Yeah.
Like,
What advice do you have for someone that wants to be a publicist like you?
my number one advice is to network with other similar individuals, whether it's on Instagram or whether at events if you're able to go. But if not, I mean, always just DM somebody and just be like, hey, how can I be a part of your circle? How can I put in the work? Don't ask like right away for, oh, can I go with you here? Oh, can I get
Yeah.
no, just please don't do that. Refrain from that, because that turns off people. But if you actually just say, I really want to learn from you, I really want to be this person, like I will do everything. And if you actually, like somebody like me, if I see that that you are hungry for for success, and you're an assassin and you are willing to kill literally for to work, I will give you that opportunity. I will include you to my team in some kind of capacity. I will make that choice, like that. That opportunity, I will create the opportunity. But that's my number one advice. And like they say out there, your network is your net worth. If you actually do harvest relationships along the way, especially in this entertainment industry, you will reap benefits of it later on. You will.
True. Yeah.
So yeah.
So we have one question from, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name, Ashyam Shiraj. He asked, what is the future of social media?
Yes, the future of social media. Oh my God, the future is Instagram. That's where everyone needs to just, what I mean, keep going, because Instagram is here for the long run. It's not going anywhere. So, I have meetings with people that, that work at Instagram and stuff like that. And they tell me the changes, what's going on, with the updates, the new, features, whatever. So I feel like the future of social media, it's here to stay. It's going to be here for many generations.
And I see a lot of TikToks as well. I see
TikTok too.
Viral videos and stuff. I think that's a plus as well. But myself, I chose Instagram. I started from Instagram, so I think I'm just gonna stick to. It's hard to navigate your fans from one place to another. Some just don't want to move. Some want to just stay one place, and and so forth. And then YouTube as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to know your audience. Like my friend here, JC Makeup Master, he said, take from the table, but bring to the table too. Oh my God, that is so well said. I mean, I'm glad that he said it, because yes, like a lot of people just want to take, but then they don't want to provide. They don't want to bring it to the table. It's turn off for people, It's like you always have to be a team player and equally bring something to the table. But yeah, definitely. That's the social media game. This is why it's so important to adjust to the times. If TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you gotta know your handles on everything and what the new updates are for every social media platform. For me, it's important as a publicist, so that way I can be ahead of the game and inform my clients before anyone knows. Like, hey, this is what's coming. This is the new thing. This new apps. I mean, that teenagers are using, but they're the future. So we,
True.
you know, we have to keep up with the times, whether we like it or not,
I
unfortunately.
know. I know. Wow, this was so informative, and this has been, it's been great having you, and thank you so much. Thank you. Super grateful for the opportunity to have this conversation with you, and thank everyone for joining us. And this is where we say bye bye.
No,
See you
thank
next time. Thank
you
you. Thank
so
you.
much for everything. You are an amazing woman. You inspire.
Thank you.
You are so influential in so many levels.
Thank you.
To say something else before we get off. You do not have to be an influencer to be influential. You could be influential in so many levels. So don't let
Right.
media game fool you. Okay.
Thank you, Barbara. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you so much, babe.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.